And we're back. Today we're playing Shadowdark RPG, and we are moving through the module The Scourge of the Northlands, an orc-infested desert filled with dungeons and treasure. Our heroes, we have Annie, the halfling thief. We have Gina, one of our clerics. She is more of a ranged attacker and a support spellcaster. We have Elgan, the dwarf fighter, who will be commanding armies today. We have Zafael, the elf wizard, casting magical spells, controlling the battlefield. And we have our fighting paladin priest, Renus. The Northlands are wrought with insane levels of orc infestation. And so we have been moving through the hexes, clearing out the small dungeons, and securing these towers. That's our goal. Last session, we cleared out the forest ruins, which allows the valley tower to be occupied by our army. If we look at Hellmarch by AlchemicRaker, this is going to give us the tools we need to do mass combat. So in the back of the book, there's listed here, the fighter and the fighter's army can go up to 160 at level 4, which is what Elgan is. He can command this many people because he is so high level as a fighter that he can control the sergeants and lieutenants. He's a leader of men. So we have secured this tower. We have 160 men. Our next goal is to clear out these dungeons here because we need to secure this tower over here. At that point, we'll move this way or maybe over here to secure some more of these dungeons, but we have 2 threats to our tower nearby, and so that is where we're going to go. We will be doing overland travel. We'll be risking a lot going out there because some of the monster encounters are dozens of orcs. And so we'll use evens and odds to determine where we go. So evens will be the abandoned tower, odds will say the giant spider nest. All right, evens, we're going to the abandoned tower. And using the overland travel rules in Shadowdark RPG, we can go 2 hexes a day. We can travel for 8 hours. And so we can move from here to here and here to here. We're just shy of the camp. And so I think we're gonna press on into the night to get to the camp. As we're moving through here, this is a dangerous place, and so every 3 hours, we have to make a random monster check. On a 1, there is a random monster check. We have to do 3 checks. 1, 2, 3. No, no, no. But when we get to the camp and press on, we do need to make an exhaustion check with our constitution modifier. And so since Elgan is leading this men, he will be the leader and he will be their moral compass, their inspiration. And so we're going to make the check using Elgan's stats. Okay, so he has a +0 to his modifier. So let's see if the men can even press on. 17, he is a pillar of strength for his men, and that allows them to press on to the camp and make peace for the night. So now we need to see, is there going to be a nighttime encounter? No. It's every 3 hours, and we're going to be sleeping for 8 hours, so we will do 3 checks. No. No. Okay, cool. So there, we march across the desert landscape, finally making camp at a safe location. Our men are tired, but we pressed on. And now we are here. We can make it to the abandoned tower in just 3 hours. So let's go ahead and roll a check to see. Do we encounter anything? No, we do not. So we have this massive army, and they're going to array themselves around this little C shape in the mountain range. I don't know if you guys can actually see that or not. I can bring it up a little bit. And we're going to position our men here to protect what's going on inside this abandoned tower. There are all sorts of terrible things in there, and so let's switch over and find out. Here we have the abandoned tower map. Guys, I just want to let you know I am going to be coloring inside this book. This is not the original copy by Jacob Fleming. This is a printed PDF that I made for $3. It is very cheap, and I can color inside, no big deal. I'm not tearing up like the actual module. Let's read a little bit about the abandoned tower. On the western hills of the greater Northland Valley sits an empty military post. The tower structure is far enough out of the way that it likely would not have been seen by a larger enemy cognogen, but the position was abandoned when the orders to fall back and protect the walls of Obenhold came through. The tower has since been the home to many who have come and gone. Now, we did retreat fully back, but now we're pressing back out again. We're clearing the space of all of the trouble. It says, approach. The light sun-bleached stones of the tower structure can be seen faintly against the yellow hills from miles off. The tower is surrounded in all directions by untrodden grassland. Wild horses graze in herds and tend to be skittish around other creatures. At night, a troll loiters in the vicinity, hunting for the humans that used to occupy the tower, and settles when none are to be found. Okay, so, all right, we already have a little bit of story unfolding for us, and so I want to see if we can use our troops to round up these horses. Give our men some mounts. That would be very awesome. And so let's see if we can pass an intelligence check to see if we can do that. We're going to use Elgan's stats again. Elgan is a -1. I think for this it's going to be a hard challenge. And so let's look over here. At hard is a 15, and it's also at a -1. Let's see if we can round up some of these troops, of these horses. We got a natural 1. That is not going to do it. I forgot to lay out my characters over here. We have Annie, we have Gina, Elgan, Zafael, and Renus. I'm thinking maybe we use his luck token to re-roll that, but we might need it. You know what? The horses can remain for later. We'll come back and get those guys later. Every 2 turns inside the dungeon, we need to make a random monster check. Here is the table that we will be using for that check. Looks like, yeah, this is the full tower here. All right, and so since there is a troll here attacking the horses, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna clear this place out of all the trouble. And then we are gonna wait for dark and we're gonna attack the troll. All right, let's get started. The tower entrance has several claw marks that cut deep into the heavy door in the stone. Past the entrance, there is a large common room with wooden tables and chairs. At the center of the room, and the overall building, a spiral stone staircase leads up and down. 2 doors on either side of the stairs lead to a hall which leads to the barracks. Okay, so we're gonna come into this room, and we're gonna color, as we move through this space, we can move 30 feet per turn. Each square is 10 feet, and so every 6 squares that we color, 1, 2, 3, 4, we get over here, and we are gonna make a listen check to see if there's anything on the other side of the door. This is something that Annie does with advantage, and so let's give her a roll. She is going to be able to hear whatever is on the other side of the door. I don't know what that is, and so we won't be surprised. We're gonna check, we're also gonna check for traps. That's already 2 turns. We don't want any trap. We can see that according to the map, there is no trap here, but our characters don't know that. And if you're playing at home, which is the whole purpose of me doing through this, having a good time, I'm enjoying myself, but also I can teach you at home how you can do this too, is we have to suspend our belief and disbelief when we come into this. So we have to accept the fact that just because we know it's not there doesn't mean the characters wouldn't spend time searching for it. So we do have a success. All we need is a 9 for an easy success. And so we can see there are no traps, and we're gonna get to the other side of the door. That is the 40 feet, and then we get 50, and then we get over here to 60, which is time for 2 random monster checks. Here we go. Oh, nice, 2 6s. Now we're good to go. No random monsters. Now we're gonna spend another 2 turns listening at the doors. This is advantage. We don't know what's on the in room 2. Let's see if we know what's in room 3. We do know what's in room 3, and we did get an inspiration token. Sadly, we didn't use any of ours, so we can't really distribute it out. So we do know what's ever in 3. We don't know what's in 2. We're gonna check for traps. That's another 2 turns. We know there's no traps here, and we know there's no traps here. We need 2 random monster checks because we just spent a lot of time listening at doors, checking for traps. and we are on turn 6 of our first torch. In Solo Dark, instead of 1 hour of real time equals 1 hour in the dungeon, it's instead broken up into 10 turn rounds. And so every 10 turns where everybody gets to do something, the torch burns out. We are going to open up the door to number 2. It says, oh, this is actually 2 and 3. Several bunks fill the space, leaving very little room to maneuver and save for a central walkway. Many of the bunks still have bedding and appear to have been used recently. A message has been carved into the underside of the top bunks. It reads, "We hear its hungry cries at night. Lady, help us. It is coming." So this is going to give us the clue that we need to know that we need to stay behind at night and check this out. Now, we come in, we check the rooms, right? And we also need to make a random monster check because we're searching these rooms. We're at turn 7 of the first torch. No trouble. This place is mostly abandoned. We come out and can go up the stairs. Oh, should we go up or down? Let's let the dice decide. Up is even. We go up. All right. Head up the stairs. The upper level is a large open room with 4 windows overlooking the surrounding grasslands in each cardinal direction. Small wooden stools sit below each window. You know, this is making me think this abandoned tower should also be fortified with men. It's a great position for our archers. Let's see, as we come up the stairs, is there anything up here? There is. We have our first random encounter, so there's something waiting for us up in this space as we come upstairs. So we're going to roll a d4 to find out what. 3 tells us that it is a d8 bandits. Yeah, all right, a little bit of action. Oh, it's only 1 bandit. Oh, okay. So now we're going to do a reaction roll. Here we have 2d6 plus our charisma modifier. The leader of this group is Zafael. Also, she's our massive language possessor. So Zafael will do the speaking. We have only just 1 guy against the 5 of my team. I wonder. Okay, so we have 11 plus 2 for totally friendly. This bandit, it seems like, he's been hiding up here. Maybe he's scared of the troll. Let's see what he's been doing. 9. He's social. He's playing. So maybe he's like got a deck of cards and he's playing solitaire. And he sees us come up. We ask him what he knows. He says he's hiding out from the troll. He's really scared. We tell him that if he can turn away from his life of sin and thievery, then he can join us. And Annie gives him a little wink, like, oh, well, or maybe, you can do a little something under the table with me. So we're going to increase our rank by another 1. We're going to have this bandit guy. He's going to go outside and join the army. We're going to give him a short sword and a bow, and he's going to become a member. We're going to conscript him to join our army. He's very, very friendly. So that means he would be open to that. We got I think it was like an 11 or 12. So very, very friendly. Our first torch is getting quite low, and so we are going to spark up a new one and head down into the darkness when it's time. This leads us to room number 5. A spiral staircase descends into the dark 30 by 30 room with barrels and crates lining the far wall. There are 2 doors on the south wall, 7 and 8, that's over here, and 1 door on the north, okay. If inspected closely, the containers on the north end of the east wall are empty, and there's evidence they've been moved in and out. Ah, okay, so we can move them over here and have access to a secret door. Oh, we could use this to ambush the troll. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use this to ambush the troll, get a sneak attack. And then, so we're in this room. We're going to find all this stuff and search the room. So that's gonna be 2 turns of our new torch. And we're gonna have a random monster check. 5, we're good to go. Now, we're gonna spend a turn looking for traps and listening at the door for room number 6. We can see there are no traps, and we know whatever is behind the door. So that's another random monster check as 2 turns has passed. And we have a random monster. So let's say that it comes... Okay, we have a couple different options. It could come from here. It could come from here. It could come from here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. Let's roll a D. Let's roll a D6 and then just re-roll a 6. Okay, 2. So 1, 2. Okay, so it's going to come at us from this direction. So we open the door, and what is on the other side? 2 tells us 5d10 rats. 5d10 rats. Now, we did know what was coming on the other side. We're not surprised. Since we know about them, do they know about us? Let's see, are the rats surprised? We need to have a regular success. This is a sneak activity, and so let's see if Annie can pull off a sneak attack. Okay, yeah, we do have a nice advantage sneak. Now let's roll for Elgan. Oh, actually, I think Elgan's wearing plate mail, even though that is a natural 20. Let's see, plate mail. Yeah, plate mail tells us that you cannot, you have disadvantage on stealth. Okay, so let's see. He is going to fail his stealth check because he has a +0, so he won't get a free action. Let's try Zafael. Zafael has a green die. She will succeed. So Annie, Zafael get to have a sneak round. Let's see about Gina. Gina does have a +1 on her sneaks. And she's wearing disadvantage. Just plate mail. Oh, yep, there's a natural 1. So I think, yep, she's not going to get her sneak round. Annie gets it. Oh, Renus is our last person to check. Let's see about Renus. Renus is wearing plate mail, so disadvantage on the sneak. 2 natural 20s, but he succeeds anyway, and so Renus will get a turn. Zafael will get a turn, and Annie will get a turn. I think Renus is going to hang back, and he has a free turn. A lot of his spells take a turn to do. So I think we're going to do Smite. Oh, no. I really like Holy Weapon. Let's look at Holy Weapon. Holy Weapon says that one weapon you touch is imbued with a sacred blessing. The weapon becomes magical and has a +1 to attack and damage rolls for the duration. Very cool. Now let's look at the rats. So first we got to see, does Renus pull off his spell? Renus has a +3 to his spells. 9 + 3, he does succeed on casting that. So now he has a magical weapon. Now let's take a look over here at the giant rats that we are going to be dealing with. Oh, they're just normal rats. 5d10 normal rats. Rangy, plague-carrying rodents that infest underground places. AC 10, HP just 1. They have 1 attack. It just does 1 point of damage, but it diseases people. DC 9 con, or 1d4 damage. Con damage. Can't heal while ill. Oh, okay. Repeat once per day, ends on a success. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have all these rats, and they are probably going to be pretty scared once they see our flame attack. So we have a magic sword ready to go. I think Annie is going to take a shot. She is stealth, so she's going to have advantage on this attack roll. There are 5d10? Oh man, here, let's roll this up real quick. All right, here we go. Okay, this is actually 10. That's terrible. That's 19, 21, 26. Oh, there are 30 of them exactly. Now, these are tiny creatures, and so they're going to be like in a big like ball of a horde of stuff. Let's see if Annie can shoot one of them. Yeah, we definitely have a hit. Annie does with her bow, she does a D4, and she was stealth. She would get a bunch of sneak attack damage, but all she needs to do is just kill one of them. But here's where the real power is going to happen. We're going to have Zafael do her burning hands, which is going to torch all of the creatures around him. Now, there's a bunch of these little guys, and so she's going to run in, and she's going to try to scorch these dudes. 8, but she does have a modifier onto her spells of another 3. And so we can see that she does do it. It's a D6 of damage. It doesn't really matter. She's just going to scorch these things. And let's see how many of them she actually cooks. There are 30 of them. And so we're just going to roll 5d10, see how many of them die. Okay, we have 10. We have 19. That's 20. We have 26 of them just get completely scorched. I think that's enough of a morale check on those other creatures. The little tiny 4 of them that are left are going to flee and run away. And we are going to check what's in room number 6. These are level 0 creatures. We don't get any experience for them. Room number 6. This room is lined with weapon racks and shelving. Basic weapons and armor have been left here from the last soldiers that were stationed here, enough to armor 20 or so men-at-arms. On one of the shelves is a set of keys. Okay, we'll take the keys. We'll use the armor and stuff to supply our men. Exploring the room and the combat, that's going to be another random monster check. We're good to go. We take all this. Well, actually, we can just leave the equipment here because we're going to take over this tower and equip our men from it. Use it as another station. So we have 2 possible doors here. We're going to listen at the number 7. We succeed. There, we can know what's ever inside. We're going to look for traps on it. We see that it is trapped. Now we need to spend 10 minutes disarming it. This is 3 turns right here. Oh no, we have a 6 and a 1. So I think now we are going to use Annie's luck token and re-roll the 1. Oh, a 6! Annie fails. This is terrible news. Let's read the description of this room. It says the door to this room is trapped. If triggered, a poison needle from within the locking mechanism will stab any creature tampering with it. It causes death in 3 turns. A savvy player character may discern that the trap was likely not set by the Obenhold soldiers, but rather another unaffiliated group. On the far wall of the room is an iron band chest, which is unlocked. Oh no. Annie is dead. What? Little Annie used her luck token and rolled with advantage and a luck token and still could not get higher than a 6. Oh, wait, you know what? She has a dexterity bonus, actually. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Oh my goodness, guys, I was panicking. She has a +4 to the roll. She's fine. She got the... Oh man, that would have been brutal, dude. Okay, guys. We almost lost Annie. That was not good. All right, we come inside. We do need to roll a random monster check because that was a lot. Oh, and while she's disarming it, we do have a random monster check. What do we have? 3. It's a D8 of bandits. It's 2 bandits. So maybe they're hiding out in here. And let's see, how do they feel about us? 5 + 2 from our charisma modifier. That gives us a reaction roll of suspicious. They better be suspicious. 4. They were hunting. Maybe they're hunting for rats, but they're suspicious, and we're going to tell them straight up, guys, what's in that chest right here? I don't know what's inside. It's not yours anymore. You're thieves. You stole it from the rightful soldiers that used to live here. It's ours now. You need to leave. And so they're suspicious of us, and let's see if that is going to convince them enough to go. They're still suspicious. They want to fight. We're going to roll for combat. We have a +4. Ooh, 8. They have... Oh, okay, so they're actually going to go first. This is... yeah, we just disarmed the trap, and so Annie's like right out in the front. Both of them are going to attack Annie. We have 2 really terrible attack rolls. They're not going to hit Annie's armor class. Annie has an armor class of 15, not even close. It's now our turn. We still have the holy weapon that Renus used because he's still got 2 turns of that left. And so we're going to go through the turns. Annie is going to swing her short sword. 10 plus 2 is 12. Let's look at the bandit. So the bandit has AC of 13, 4 hit points. They do a D4 of damage, and they can deal an extra damage when undetected, but we did catch them. So let's see. Does that hit? Annie rolled a 14. That is enough to hit. We are going to roll damage. With the short sword, that is going to be a D6 of damage. That is enough to kill. Annie assassinates. She runs forward, jumps with her short sword, drives the short sword into the neck of one of the bandits. And then it's Gina's turn. She's going to shoot her crossbow. 7 is not going to do it. Even though Gina does have a very solid bonus, it's not going to be enough to get to 13. So Gina's bonus is +2 to her range attacks. So Oh, sorry, +3 in total. So no, that's not enough. Then we're going to have Elgan. Oh, Elgan, dude. He's got a +9 to his roll. 7 + 9 is enough to hit the dude, and we got a D8 plus a bunch of damage. More than enough to finish off the last bandit. We will get 1 XP each for that. And we're going to get whatever is inside this treasure hoard. So let's look and see. It says the door to this room is trapped. We knew that. Okay. The chest contains 1,175 gold, 2 healing potions. That's cool. And leather armor +1. Okay. Annie is going to get some leather armor +1. Let's put that right here and bump the AC up to 16. Now, see, I didn't think that was going to change her AC. That's really cool. Okay, 2 healing potions. We'll just put those right here. Oh, we actually did use 2 torches, so let's go ahead and take those down, and we'll just put healing potions. We can carry 3 per item slot. Oh, and I knocked my guys off of the list. All right, so that's really cool. We do need to burn down our torch a little bit more from the combat. And let's come out and go down to room number 8. We're gonna check it for, listen for sounds. We can hear what's ever there. We are able to see there's no traps. We are going inside. That was 2 turns. That is a random monster check. And we have 1 more mark on our torch. There could be trouble here. The lights could go out. No, okay. So we come inside, we walk into the room. It says a hall turns to the left, past 2 locked prisoner holding cells, and ends at a door, leads to room number 9. There's an overwhelming sense of death, odor of death in here. Yeah, it's because there's 2 dead bodies in the cave, or in the cells here. Both cells are locked, each contains a decomposing body. Okay, so as we come into this room, we do need to have a random monster check. Okay, we're good to go. So we're going to unlock here, and it does say that one of the, says both cells, one of them had tattooed on the flesh of one of the dead prisoners is a treasure map on page 64. I want to take a look at that. We're on page 55. All right, corpse tattoo map. This map is found tattooed on the back of a deceased man in the abandoned tower. The tattoo of a lake and a winged serpent signifies a location north of the wyvern's lair at the end of the lake. So we see the lake here. We don't know what the dragon means, but here at the north side. There, the player characters would find the ruined foundation of a human structure that was never completed. Buried beneath the rubble is an entrance to the basement level, where a heavy chest rests. And inside is a whole bunch of treasure. So let's see where we are on the map in comparison to this lake. So we actually don't know. Maybe that X is the treasure. Yeah, that's the treasure right there. So we're here. We could travel over there and get that, but that's a long journey. I think we know where it's at. We can come get it later once we secure this tower. Oh yeah, here's the wyvern lair. Okay, yeah, so once we secure this tower, we can, but we have to finish here and come over here. All right, and the last thing we're gonna do is check room number 9. Scrape marks on the floor suggest it has been a storeroom. Okay, we're coming out and we're gonna wait. We've cleared out all of the trouble. And the last thing we're gonna do is wait to set an ambush. All right, we are going to make a stealth roll real quick just to see if we can be hidden. So Annie, it has advantage on this check. Okay, she, with her modifier, does succeed. Elgan has disadvantage. He does succeed, very cool. Gina also will have disadvantage on her roll because she's wearing plate. She is not gonna be able to do it. She won't get her special round. Now we have Renus, disadvantage. Renus does succeed. So far, only Gina's not gonna do it. Oh, actually Zafael too will not do it. So we are camped out and we are ready for our ambush. Okay, so we're gonna move this out of the way. We're gonna have our dice here. We've got our big troll here. We've got Annie, Gina, Elgan. We also have Zafael and Renus over here. Now, this is a big boy. Let's look at his stats, and then we're gonna roll for combat. We can see a really cool image of a troll here. It says, green lanky giants with warty skin and territorial rage. They lair in deep forests and swamps. AC 12, hit points 24. Wow, that is quite tough. It does 2 attacks with its claws, +4, and 1 with its bite, which does a d10. But check it out. 2d6 HP on its turn unless its wounds are cauterized with fire or acid. Zafael is perfectly prepared to fight this creature. So we do have advantage, everybody but Gina and Zafael. So we're going to use that to our utmost here. And we're using that secret tunnel that's hidden beneath the tower to wait for the troll to approach. So Annie's gonna make an advantaged attack here with her short bow. We have a 17. Now, that's amazing because guess what? Now we get our backstab, which is an additional 3d4 damage. All right, so in total, 4d4. We have 6. Oh, we rolled really well. 13 damage on this guy right out the gate. Gina did not succeed on the advantage check, so she doesn't get stealth, but Elgan did. Elgan's gonna come out swinging. Aye. For open hold. Oh, yeah. We've got an amazing strike here. It's also +9 for him, and his total amount of damage he's gonna be doing here is +5 on top of this. So we have 9 more damage on him. That is actually enough to destroy the... That is actually enough to destroy this troll right away. we did so much right away. Yeah, we did so much damage right away with the sneak attacks that we get the drop on this creature, and he is defeated without even getting an opportunity to attack us. So we have obliterated him. We're going to get a few more XP for having defeated him. We've cleared out another dungeon, and we have begun our troop movement across the map, clearing this space out, making it inhabitable for mankind once again. Guys, if you enjoyed this, please hit like and subscribe. I'm having so much fun. We are making things happen. We're using AlchemicRaker's Hellmarch. As soon as we actually hit an army, we're gonna be blowing these dudes up. But for now, we've utilized the fact that our fighter can have 160 men. And we're going to be crushing these armies of orc monsters. All right, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.